Do do do, theme song. Do do do, I'm broke so this is my theme song. Do do do, just imagine this is an awesome theme song. Do do, theme song. Okay. I have a really big announcement and woo, okay. This makes it real. It feels unreal, but this makes it real because there's no turning back after this. Wow, okay. Breathe. As many of my viewers know, I'm a fan of the Majority Report. I make a lot of Majority Report fan content videos. Not because I'm crushing on Sam, because I'm not. It's just they have a lot of callers and interviews, and there's a lot there to play with. I'm also a big fan of TYT. I got interested in TYT back in 2016 during the Trump election coverage, and I became a member way back then. And it was actually TYT that first got me motivated to get involved with politics, to actually take the step and start investigating how best I can change the system, which led to my attempt in politics and so on and so forth, and eventually this channel. So I was watching it last fall. Don't worry, I still watch it. And they were making announcements that they were looking for a content creator for YouTube. And I'm like, I'm a content creator for YouTube. And they said that this person had to have a political mind. And I'm like, I have a political mind. And they said you had to have strong opinions. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got that. I've got really strong opinions. So I'm like, hey, I can do that. So I sent in an audition video, and a few weeks ago I was contacted, and yeah, it's happening. It's really happening. I am going to be a content creator for TYT's RebelHQ. Oh, okay. This is wild. You know? And I'm just blown away. Cuz when it comes down to it, it's about time the world's largest online progressive network partners with a Canadian content creator, eh? That's the best fake Canadian accent I can do. Deal with it. I can't even explain how honored I am that within the 20 years of TYT, I'm their first Canadian content creator, their first Canadian that they've partnered with. I believe I'm one of the only international people as well. I'm not 100% sure of that, but this is big because not only that, there's so many people on TYT that I admire, that they're like movie stars to me. I look up to them, they influence me, they motivate me. And now the thought that I'm going to be at the same table as them, it just blows my mind. Yeah. Imposter syndrome, engage. You see, the thing is that I started my channel because I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to get people motivated to get involved in politics. I wanted to let people know what was happening, because I can see so many people suffering, and I can see the path that we're going, and it's not good. That was also the original reason why I joined or tried to get involved in politics. It was ultimately to try to make a difference. But over the year of my channel, I felt like it had really plateaued, that despite the fact I felt I was making good content, I just wasn't getting noticed. I tried reaching out to different people, and I don't hold fault to them at all. They get bombarded. But, I really started to believe that it was too late for me. So, what, um, sorry. When I was contacted, the person who contacted me, what she said about my content and what she saw, the validation I felt over the past few weeks. I didn't know it was possible to feel this way. To finally see that, yeah, my videos are having an impact. They have a strong message. That I'm doing everything right. It was just, I'm lost in the noise. And it's not too late. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm terror-sighted about it. For the American viewers, terror-sighted, that's the Canadian word for terrified and excited. I'm nervous. Like, there's just been so many emotions going through me over the past few weeks, and now that it's actually happening, videos will start coming out this week on RebelHQ. So, check out the link below and see my videos, but see all the videos there because they're really good videos. And, I am worried. I'm worried. This is a lot of pressure. I don't know if I have it in me to do this, but the only way for me to know is to try. So I'm going to give it up my all. Any encouragement that anyone wants to give me would be greatly appreciated because, yeah, I'm still just having it all sink in. It's wild. So what does this mean for my channel? Well, it means it's probably going to grow. I'm going to keep on making my videos. And now that I have an upgraded computer, an upgraded webcam, I've upgraded my internet, this means I'll be able to attempt live streams again. And this time, I will probably not look like stop motion animation with 90% of the frames missing. So please, if you're thinking about it, become a patron. Link in the description box below. I also have a wish list, and you can help me finish building my studio. And yeah, this is actually becoming my job. And this really is a dream come true. And I am going to try my absolute best to make Canada proud. Ooh, that could be taken the wrong way. Hello, I'm Sandy Lovis from Ontario, Canada. I'm going to share with you how TYT influenced me to get involved. Like many outside of America, I was watching the lead up to the 2016 election with a sense that Trump was nothing more than an entertaining character in a show with no real stakes. After all, how could someone like him be elected to the most powerful office in the world? During that time, I came across clips of TYT on YouTube, and not too long after that, I became a member. The way the host spoke resonated with me, and it was cathartic to see people rant about the same things I did. Then Trump got elected. Even from here in the comfort of my igloo, it hit home. I knew, like most things between our countries, it would only be a matter of time before someone like him got elected into office here. Doug Ford. I couldn't stand by and let that happen without trying to prevent it. It was then I realized, like most Canadians, I understood how American politics worked better than I did Canadian politics. I wanted to get involved and change the system, but first I had to learn how that system worked. So I studied politics with a passion. I took a course on Canadian politics and volunteered in the successful re-election campaign for my MPP. I was fascinated with everything I was learning, and I found nothing I came across scared me. When the time came, I stepped up to be a candidate in the federal election. I felt this was the path I was meant to take, and I eagerly looked forward to the challenges ahead. That was a learning experience in all the worst ways possible. It left me in a place of broken dreams. But I still watched TYT regularly. Being on your border, Trump was an immediate threat to us, and seeing people on the show continuing to speak up and fight back gave me some comfort. It was inspiration from the late Michael Brooks that got me to collect my broken pieces and make something new. What came of that was my YouTube show, Left of the Box. On my show, I give commentary on politics, news of the day, and social issues from the perspective of a progressive, non-binary queer folk with lived experience of poverty, mental health issues, and disabilities. I rarely see these issues being included in the conversation in any constructive manner, and I felt it was important to add my voice to the discourse. I do my show solo, which means I had to learn how to record and edit videos. I choose the content and do the research into the stories and write the scripts. I have strong opinions, and I'm not afraid to express them and back them up. Because of my experience, I've made videos in which I've specified how people with less suffer the most. In my video Extreme Weather with a Mix of Extreme Poverty, I explained how unhoused folks died because they couldn't afford a place to stay and weren't welcome in places with air conditioning during the heat waves. When a wildfire ripped through a town, it was the people with disabilities who couldn't run that didn't make it out. In other videos, I've talked about unhoused people in park encampments and explained why they would choose to live there instead of taking the city up on their poor excuse of offered assistance. I see to it people like me have someone speaking up for them. Now, allow me to explain why I feel it would be an asset for you to bring a Canadian on board. I'm a fan of TYT, so I know people have messaged the show to say they wish there was something like TYT in Canada and asking TYT to cover more Canadian topics. TYT has a large Canadian audience. Why not give the people what they want? But it's more than that. We're fighting the same battles. The way I see it, American people look at what Canadian people have and say, we want that. Meanwhile, the Canadian government looks at what the American government gets away with and says, we want that. Right now, my government is winning that dynamic. What happens here influences what happens there and vice versa. Bill C-10 will be a problem for you too. Bill C-10. Okay, I just need to interfere right here in this audition. It will come right back. Bill C-10 is now Bill C-11. It is in the House right now. People need to pay attention to this bill. It will have an extraordinary impact on the internet, online content, creating Canadians on here. You need to pay attention. Go back, watch my entire playlist on Bill C-10, and then start Googling Bill C-11. We need to get involved now. Do you really think you would have gotten marriage equality if we didn't have it first? Where do you think your fight for cannabis legalization would be if we didn't have it? People there like to point to our healthcare system and use it as an example and marvel at how much cheaper our drug prices are. So, what happens to your fight when that's no longer the case? My healthcare is being dismantled. We are losing what we have, and Canadians aren't paying attention because we're too distracted by what is happening in the States. If we want to improve the lives of everyone, we have to work together on both sides of the border. The right already is. In my video, The Violence of Poverty, I highlight something members of the private security were wearing. US-Canada Thin Blue Line Solidarity badges. Did you know there were Tiki Tourch marches in Canada inspired by Charlottesville? Or that a couple weeks ago, Prime Minister Justin Blackface Trudeau equivocated the far right and the far left as being the same thing? Gee, I wonder where I've heard that before. If we want to see real progress, we need more cross-border solidarity on the left. While I tend to deliver my message using comedy, I'll mostly save that for my channel and keep my videos I make for Rebel headquarters concise and on point. I'm also more than happy to cover American topics and bring my perspective as an outsider to be a reminder to people that a lot of what happens there isn't normal in other countries. And after all, when it comes to the housing crisis, climate crisis, police brutality, racism, neoliberalism, sexual misconduct, rights being taken away, privatized politician, culture wars, anti-vaxxers, livable income, media biases, and more, they are issues relevant to both sides of the border because they're happening on both sides of the border. You're worse, though. You're a lot worse. You're like worse than everything. You're worse. One of my mottos is get informed, get involved. I'm living up to that the best way I can. I'm a huge fan of TYT, and so many people there serve as an inspiration for me. It would be a dream come true to have the opportunity to be part of the team and help make the idea of a more progressive and fairer world a reality. Thank you for watching. And please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter as LeftoftheBox at Sandy Lovis.